Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Blumcraft. This is their part number 71T6550. This is a 170-degree clip type top shelf closing hinge, full overlay screw-on, nickel-plated finish is what it is. So this is a 170-degree open hinge. Obviously, your base plate is going to mount inside of here. Spring-loaded tab here to keep it in place. And this video is to really simply serve as visual and dimensional evidence of the item. And let's go over a bit of dimensional properties, I suppose. Not much to really measure. Overall height of the door plate, about 2 1/4. Overall width, about 1 3/16. Okay. You can see where that 170 degree comes into play here. That would be, of course, 90. Okay. I happen to have a base plate here, so we can clip that into place. Let's see here now. That's going to go That's what it would look like with a common or a typical base plate. Okay, now there is some information down below this video. There's a link to the cut sheet as well, so let's switch to the screen view and take a closer look at that. And here is the item that we are looking at, the 71T6550. These are some images, customer supplied photos, and by the time you're seeing this video, there will be others added that show what the hinge looks like. 170-degree clip, and that's the method of attachment to the base plate. It is certainly a self-closing hinge. They say that it has a 3D dimensional type of arrangement in terms of how you'll be able to move the hinge, or I should say ultimately move the door, so as to adjust and account for your installation. And we'll go over that when we get back to the screen view, or I should say the camera view. 170-degree angle of opening. Screw on, that means the plate that attaches to the door would not have or feature a cover to it like you would for a dowel installation. Just has a couple of screw holes there. Sorry. Self-closing. The boring pattern, 45mm, and they're sold as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. Now, there's a link here to the manufacturer's page. Before we hop over there, let's copy the root of the part number, and then from there we can open the hinge catalog and do a find function on your keyboard for 71T6550, and you'll find, indeed, the part number for the hinge that we are looking at, this overlay style mount. Now, overlay on this hinge is different than a partial overlay or an inset. It is purely in the fact that the hinge permits the door to overlay or hang over the face of the frame. A partial overlay, yes, as you guess, doesn't go quite far as over. And an inset is where the entire door is taken and moved inside of the frame, as it's shown here. Okay, so you're going to need different base plates really for how to accomplish those installations. And here's our part numbers for that. (71T6550) self-closing. Gives you all of your dimensions required. This is all in millimeter. So it's a handy way to be able to look at this hinge. Also in the entire catalog, naturally, will be all things Blum Hinge, European style Hinge related. So it's most certainly a handy document to be able to understand better the entire product overview. Clip CLIP, the tried and tested clip mechanism, offers simple, tool-free hinge assembly, and we demonstrated that earlier by inserting the base plate into it. Okay, let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, now to wrap this video up, showing you the adjustability, there is in that catalog on page 8, it's going to demonstrate what you'll do with each of these two screws, one here and one down in here. What they call the side adjustment is going to be, of course, well, it's this screw here, and that adjustment, see if we can demonstrate that on the camera. Okay. Now, okay, so if you'll focus right here, the tip of the screwdriver, just keep your eyes there. You can see where I can move that hinge basically in and out. Okay, so it's taking the entire body and it's moving it this way. Now the other screw is a bit harder to detect, but if you watch the body in relationship to the base plate, you should see some movement there. And what it's doing is moving that unit this way. So a lateral movement is what it's doing. So we're able to move it this way and this way on that adjustability. Okay? And that's where you're going to work to adjust the hinge. So, you know, it's a lot easier to detect when the door is hanging and you've got it in the opening. And while it can be a tedious task to get the doors positioned correctly, a little bit of fine-tuning with the screwdriver usually gets you to exactly where you need to be with that. Okay. Anyway, if they're in this, the base plate's not included, so I'm going to remove that. I want to give the false impression that it is. If you have any questions on the Blum, this is indeed their part number. 71T6550, 170-degree clip style hinge, or any other Blum product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. If you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please click subscribe as well, and even share the video with someone that you know. And if you have any questions for a future video, please send them our way and we will make every attempt to oblige. And thank you very much.